What up, family? E from the D.
What's up?
Alright.
How you gonna do this, man?
That's E from the D. That's what we is. And that's what we're here to talk about.
What's going on, man? I'm Mark Chill from Flint, Michigan. Keep it y'all live and direct.
What's up? What up, folks? It's a lot going on out here today. And I got a lot on my mind. And I need to put it out to the family. So, this is BNJAC, which stands for Black Not Just a Color. And we're going to talk about three things today. We're going to talk about what we need to do as a community, what we need to stop doing as a community, and love. So, that's pretty much it. We're going to give some references to some information, because we need to start communicating better physically and not always on our devices and social media. We need to talk to each other a little more, to understand each other a little more in order to grow as a community. So first thing I'm going to point out is what we need to stop doing. Now, to me, personally, I feel like we need to stop hating on each other so much.
Definitely.
Every time somebody do something, we always on their head about they could have did this, they could have did that.
Yeah.
And we don't need to be like that. Like the homies who just get out of jail, they can't find no job, but you know they was in there reading something. They know how to do something, but we just be hating on them. Like,
we hate on people that take action.
That too.
That's the thing. We hate people that take action to do anything that betters themselves or tries to put themselves in a further ahead place than where they currently are.
Correct.
As opposed to, all right, yeah, man, that's right on. Instead of uplifting,
right,
for them actually taking that action, right, we would rather them stay exactly where they are right now. That's like Jay-Z said once, I ain't make all this money to stay exactly where I was, right, to stay in the hood, to stay in the projects. I made money so I can better myself and better my family.
Right.
Same concept with everybody else. You got to be able to take the actions to move forward from where you are and still be able to look in and to reach back to where you were to bring others with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, I agree with you 100%. We got to put the hating aspect of it and more so, like I said, be more uplifting,
right,
to help further us as a whole. But when you hate, you're going to be the one that get left behind,
or you're going to be the one that's hated.
Yeah.
Because everybody normally jump on the bandwagon of the hater without checking the hater.
Right.
Which kind of roll into another thing we need to stop doing. We need to stop getting in on everybody else, every other culture's thing. We so quick, like this immigration ban thing, we so quick to be like, yay, no, this is wrong, this is bad. But we've been here for hundreds of years and still ain't got not near 40 acre or not near mule, and we fight for everybody else, and they get more than us when they come, and we don't get nothing. We need to stop jumping on everybody else's bandwagon and be on our own jump. Like, support your own.
I think that a lot of people, they do support us. I think that a lot of people outside of our own community, as far as like the black community, support us as well. You think about with the hands up, don't shoot stuff, or any of the police brutality things over the last few years. You see a lot of white folks out there. You see a lot of the signs of agents for African American lives and Muslims for African American lives and whatnot. So I think as a whole, I think we're coming together more so against, not necessarily white folks, but we're banding together more so than we probably ever have seen in our lifetime.
I mean, I might not necessarily, because I believe if the community would have supported the Black Panthers, this would have happened. When we talking about Black Wall Street, like, That was real unity. And what I'm saying is, just because they come out and talk about it, they not the ones that's out there getting shot. They not the ones that was over here building this country.
Yeah,
That's
right.
like that's the part. That's the part I'm getting at. Like I'm okay with supporting other ethnic groups and so-called minority. I hate using that word, but that's not what we need to do. I get that you want to help and be out on the front line with us, but are you out there are you in the hood with us? Are you coming to the crib? Are you going to that person's house after they get shot? No, you going to a rally that's for that person. That's just you catching and getting, saying that, making you feel good, like, oh yeah, I tried to help out. But what I'm talking about is us just being for us. Like that lady who I think she was in Philly. The teacher for Black History Month had the black kids in class act like slaves. And the lady, the teacher, thought it was okay. She thought it was okay. Not to mention, a couple years ago in Texas, they had the book out that said we was immigrants that came over here. Word? This is the mindset. Where's the black community about that situation? Like that. That's what I mean. We need to stop getting on everybody else's junk and get on ours.
But we only see so much. Like in order for us to see like as deep as you talking, that's the stuff that mainstream media ain't gonna never show that.
And that's okay.
They ain't gonna never show, whoever going to the house of any victim.
Correct.
So I can't say that it ain't happening because we don't know.
We don't, but we're not looking for it either.
That's the downfall.
But we let media, so this is my point, is we need to stop getting on the bandwagon of everybody else and look and try to find, even if it's in your own community.
I mean, as someone who used to work in the media, and I did it for 5 years, the media is a flavor of the week.
Oh, I know.
For sure, flavor of the week. Because you think about it's whatever's hot right now. Right. And once it dies down, then you on to the next story. I remember when they made the movie The Horizon or Deepwater Horizon, but the oil rig.
Yeah.
I remember covering that story every day.
I know.
Every day that thing was on fire.
That was about the BP joint, right?
Yeah, yeah. Flint still got bad water, dog.
I know.
They still got bad water.
I know.
And you don't see not nan story on CNN, Fox, MSNBC, even the TV one, nothing.
But this what I'm saying is, if we were diligent and stayed on our jump, because this is the thing, those things that affect those immigrants are not directly affecting our community. The things that affect our community are like the Flint water, or like in the D, when we spent more money for our water, and all of the outskirts cities paid less from our water that we pump to their city. We are focused on the wrong junk, and we need to stop focusing on everybody else. I don't care what creed or religion you are. That is fine. We need to stick to us. And like folks like Rock Newman, Boyce Watkins, Dr. Claude Anderson, Ronald Watson. These guys have media that I guarantee a lot of folks ain't never heard before.
Yeah.
And they have information. And they're getting their information, they're digging in, trying to make our community better. I ain't knocking no immigrants. I'm not knocking nobody else, but everybody I know that work at the Asian spot, Asian. All the Italians, they all Italian. Everybody, if you go in the hood, most of the Arabs own all of the stores.
Sure.
In an all-black hood, you got all Arabs on it, all of the gas stations.
But you know why, though?
I know why. This is why we let people in before we got anything from anything.
It ain't even that. It's that we afraid to try something. We afraid to try and fail.
What? Yeah.
Like this right here, what we doing right now, this is an experiment.
Shoot, there ain't no experiment to me.
No. Because at the end of the day, we don't know if it's going to succeed. We don't know if it's going to fail. But that's what the fear of a lot of black people is I don't want to fail. I would rather go out and try to make it to the league. You know, I'd rather go out shoot 10,000 jumpers a day, you know, work out in the gym
True.
4 hours every 4 hours a day, try to make it to any league, NFL, NBA. I saw that there was a black dude in the NHL the other day. You know, there's always one or two.
Yeah.
But we'd rather do anything that's sports related as opposed to doing something that will enhance the community in itself. We think that being successful is I make $1 million.
Right, but listen to the expectation of success. Why your success got to be compared to somebody else's success? It don't.
It don't, but people think that success is having money.
But it ain't people. We're talking about blacks.
Black people.
Exactly. Now, the success of a black person has nothing to do with the amount of money.
It don't, but that's the mindset.
But, and this is what we talk. This is why we're having this conversation, because this is what we need to stop doing.
Right.
Worrying about getting all of the money, because if you keep the money in the community, with the community, you cannot lose money. You can only gain more
money. Right.
It's a simple equation.
Right.
I know a lot of us might not like math. I love the math. But it's a simple equation. When we didn't go and follow what happened last year after the 10,000 strong and they go to Christmas and they buy Christmas gifts, that hurt. And that's just one day.
Yeah.
This is successful. This is why, I mean, if one person pick up one of these books we dropped, if one person go look up any of the guys I just mentioned, I ain't feel like I'm a success, but I feel better because now I know I done told.
Exactly. But success, for us, success ain't determined about the amount of money that's in my pocket.
Right.
Success for me is making sure that my daughter's good.
Exactly.
That I'm a good father.
Exactly.
That I got a house or a home and she's eating and the bills are paid. That's success. I ain't gotta have $10 million. I would like to have $10 million.
I'd take $1 million. I'd take 500 and invest it.
I'd take $1 million. I'd take 500,000. I'll take anything more than what I got right now. I'm cool with that.
I think we all would.
But
so, all in all, it's a few simple things that we can stop doing that I think would have an immaculate success rate with minimal effort.
Definitely.
Hating will definitely be one. And buying into our own community, like doing research to find out about yourself.
You know what I think is easier than that? Putting down the damn phone.
I agree with that.
Like, literally turn off
I agree with that.
oh my gosh, the blogs. I mean, I love World Star. My girl, she loves, it's this site called like Lipstick Alley or some jazz like that.
Yeah. Technology trickery, yeah.
Yeah, so turn off that jazz, man.
Well, I mean, we will discuss this in the further episode. But technology has
dumbed us down.
Yeah, it's made us dumb, but at a certain point, technology was good for us because it kept you in touch with your homies in high school when you was in college.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that was the cool thing, you know what I mean? When I was in school, I remember Yahoo Chat was the thing. Like, everybody was on Yahoo.
Black Planet?
I love Black Planet. Like, I still got a Black Planet account.
I ain't got mine, man.
I mean, I think I ain't logged into it, but I know it's still there. But now, nothing in our household is not technology.
No.
And I hear a whole bunch of homies always complaining that their girl always on Facebook, or their girl always complaining that they dude on Facebook. But then complain that y'all don't spend no time together.
That's why.
How?
What do you mean how?
How can you spend time together if the first thing you do when you come home, I know the first thing when I come in the door, Baby hit the light. Bling. Hit the TV. He's straight on the phone playing this game. If you come home, the first thing y'all doing, on the way home, you Facebooking or IGing.
Right.
Then when you sit next to each other, you ever walked in the room and seen people, like you went over your homies in them crib, and both of them on the phone like, oh, what up, but this supposed to be a party?
That's why I say it's made us dumb. That's why I say it's dumbed us down, because I ain't saying it's dumbed us down as far as our intelligence, but it's dumbed us down in the sense where we don't know how to interact with people.
I'm going to say that means dumb down. The most natural thing you've ever done in your life was talk to another kid.
Yeah.
How do you lose your innate natural ability because of a device? I'm going to say that dumbed us down. I'm going to agree that we're dumber now.
Yeah, because now
we're dumber.
And that's how you communicate.
Theory.
Yeah, that's how you communicate.
And then the little Google thing they got now.
People are less afraid of, you don't have the same sting of rejection when you're doing it over a text message or a DM or whatever. Like if you DM the chick and she don't hit you back, then you cool. Or if you in the club and you go up and talk to her like, hey, shorty, what's your name? Come buy you a drink. And she's like, nigga, bye.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit hurt a little bit more. Like, ooh.
Yeah,
I'm rusty.
But that was how you got groomed. Like,
yeah.
I remember the middle school dance, like, and you ain't really want to dance the chick and your homie like pushed you towards her or made y'all kind of come together. Or if the girl ain't like you, you just kind of was like, oh, but your man picked you back up. Like, now your man's going off on the chick for not wanting to holler at you. Like, man, F her, dog. Like, why, if she don't like you, that should be all right.
It is all right.
But you immediately go. You back on the phone. Texting whoever ain't there. This is my thing. This is how important and stupid phones are. You don't answer your phone when you bang it. But if you get a message or a call, as soon as you get that nut, what's the first thing you grab? If it ain't a rag.
Oh yeah.
You grabbing the phone.
You grab your phone.
See how stupid that is? Shouldn't you enjoy the nut you just had and rub on your lady? You know what I'm saying?
You should. It's either that or you just turn it over and go to sleep.
But that's what I'm saying. But why is it when it's mutually beneficial for both parties to spend time together in a sexual act, when we can't sit here on Netflix and not use our phone? Why do we care about so much that ain't there and less about what is there?
They feel like they're missing something.
Why?
Because we've been programmed now, thanks to the likes and the messages and all that. Remember when we used to get mail back in the day? You used to get mail. I was like, oh shit, that's a great feeling.
Yeah.
I got mail.
Yeah, for real. I meant you was grown.
Yeah, you was like, all right, cool. Nowadays you get mail, you like, man, I don't want this. But you get a message on your thing. You get that. I was watching the video the other day. The dude said you get a message on Instagram, Facebook, anything. As soon as that message pop up, oh shit, you get that jolt of dopamine.
Yeah.
So you're excited. Yeah. That's what you used to get when you used to get mail.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Now your mail on that is because now somebody wants to talk to you. Somebody thinks that you're cute. Somebody thinks that it's a dope picture. Somebody thinks that it's a dope whatever. They agree with you. And you like that. So you will grab your phone in a heartbeat.
Right.
To see if somebody still likes you.
And the logic behind it is stupid.
It is.
Because everything you complain about, if you remove phone from the equation, you remove TV from the situation,
you're forced to interact.
You have the time.
Exactly.
You can't be mad at the kids for running around being mad and crazy like they are now. You didn't spend no time with them because we up in jobs. And like, why is 40 hours like legit in America? Like, why is that okay? Like, no other country works that much.
I ain't worked 40 hours in 5 years.
I know. Different industry. We're talking about regular people. We know we work a lot, but we just saying. And you work more than I do. I don't even know how you still alive. But, so, those are we're gonna stop because we'll keep going about this. So we're gonna talk about what we need to start doing. So
reading.
We need to read more. I never liked history until I got older, and like you know how you hear you a special people, you a special people, but nobody ever tell me how I was special. Like they just kept talking about slavery. I'm like,
I love history, man. You don't know where you're going till you know where you've been.
But I know, but I'm just saying, like, you can't keep telling me I'm special and then don't tell me how I'm special. And what history are you talking about?
Any history, all history.
See, I ain't never liked history. I just never did. Like, it wasn't my thing. But now, being an adult, seeing what we living in, I got into a whole lot of junk. I just got curious about humanity, and one of the homies that I used to work with was an anthropologist, so you know he put me on that. So I'm like, man, what's this all evolution thing? What's this all about? So I'm reading about the Sapiens and all of this, and the migration patterns and blah blah blah, and then it led me right into what my man Anthony Broder talked about, which is it's called the Nile Valley Contributions of Nubia and Kemet. And I couldn't find the book. I could find the book, but I watched it because that was easier. Mm-hmm. But I probably will buy that book, but a lot of the information in that was in from Babylon to Timbuktu, and from and there was another book I read too, and it had some of the same information. I can't remember the name of it. Right. But that allowed me to find my superiority historically than everything else that we've ever been taught normally in school. Mm-hmm. So I feel we need to go out and find some history about yourself. I like Anthony Broder. You might find somebody else that you might like too. But he's real easy to find. He got a lot of books out there, and he talk about that, especially for you comedians out there. He talk about a lot of stuff about what we were like before European intervention. All right. And to me, that was important because all you hear is Egypt, 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 Egypt. Mm-hmm. But you can watch the Ten Commandments right now, and Pharaoh is like a white dude.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna find no movie versus you got.
Right. So imagine my dismay, understanding that Egyptians are black, but never seeing a black Egyptian.
Yeah. I mean, well, you think of it like this too. So Egypt's in Africa. I've never seen an Egyptian before, to be honest with you, like in real life. I've never seen anyone that said that, like, hey, where you from? I'm from Egypt.
I've seen an Egyptian, and guess what? They look exactly like the people in Ten Commandments. Real talk. So I messed up. Which my man, whoever the leader dude is, alt-right or whatever, he legitimately said, like, Egyptians is white. Everybody knows Egyptians are white. And I'm like, bro, and this was like 2015. So I can understand why people might still be a little dismayed. Like, I don't think they understand that Egypt is on the same tectonic plate as the rest of so-called Africa. Like, I don't know if they know that. So, legit, I think we need to start getting into that history.
Yeah, that's what you need to. That's what everybody needs to understand. Is first off, some books ain't gonna be accurate.
This is true.
Some books are going to lie to you, very similar to the history books that we read in high school.
Yes. A lot of them will.
Yeah, they're gonna lie to you. So you have to do research, which is something that I know I don't really like doing. I really don't like doing it, but if you want the information, if you want anything in life, you're gonna set aside time for
correct information though.
Well,
I bet any information I get.
Yeah, you have to.
Like I
Depends
get
on
it.
it depends on your interest your interest level though.
Well, that's true, but for all intents and purposes, in order to gain a betterment of our community, I think we should have actual, factual, fact information as best that we have right now. Because we know, I mean, how many times Pluto ain't been a part of our solar system and then has been, and then they changed the definition of planet. Like,
How many times have they changed your the date for your was your sign? You know.
oh, your zodiac?
Your zodiac
Yeah.
sign.
So I understand that the weighing information, but I really think we should investigate the information because now this is not new information. Nothing I just said is new information.
Right.
It's all old.
Right.
If you go out and Google the Aztec pyramid, how old it is, and Giza, you will be shocked at which one is older. You will be shocked at how old the Sphinx is. But everything is Egypt.
Not Egypt.
But when we talk
That's
about
what you
ancient
get.
history, we talk about Ethiopia, which is normally known as Kush. Okay, cool. Or Nubia. But you will be surprised how old that pyramid is. But don't want to talk about that. So this is what we need to do. I'm not saying you got to go there. I mean, that ain't really everybody's cup of tea. I just liked it because it drove me in a direction that I needed at the time. But even looking at quote-unquote African-American history, like, it's so many people we have never heard of.
Yeah.
And there's so many people, like Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Like, and Rosa Parks, like, out. Like, that's, and we might get a George Washington Carver in there every now and then. Nobody never talk about Marcus Garvey, though.
No.
Nobody talk about the Buffalo Soldiers. We just got Nat Turner. Like, he really just started getting stirred up.
Speaking of, they got a black rodeo coming out here.
Yo, I've been to one before.
But
Real talk though. Actually, I think historically, black people are probably the first cowboys. Real talk. I went to one that's off the chain.
Right.
That's another thing we need to do. Junk like that. Go to some weird junk. It ain't weird. Rodeo's actually off the chain. But do junk with your man. Like, go hang. Just go talk. Go chill.
Do something that's not going to the club.
And not rolling the L. And not drinking the whole night. I'm not saying you can't do that in the end. I'm just saying don't make that your point. Like, build. Like, learn some junk.
You gotta build, man. Like, you gotta want to build. It takes a lot to save. It takes a lot just to put money away.
Well, it takes a lot to get the money to put away. It's the problem. Like,
I mean, it don't. Honestly, you work.
It don't, but
you work. We work as many hours as we work.
Right.
You put away $25 a check.
no, that's easy. What I'm saying is that same don't with that success thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That's the don't. Like, it's not like you can't. It's just like that don't even exist.
It's difficult.
Like you like, but it's $5. Like
It's doing something that's different. It's like teaching yourself how to speak Spanish or Chinese or any other language.
those are kind of difficult. Chinese.
Chinese is very difficult.
Yeah.
I speak
Yeah,
Japanese and that didn't work out too well.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah. You see one of you too. It's count to 3 and that's about it.
I mean, so you believe in saving money?
Now, yeah. I'm reading this book, man, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's just talking about how instead of working, going to work to make your money, how to make the money that you make money for itself or for you. So you ain't gotta go to work every day. You can go do whatever you want to do, and this money just.
That's what I'm saying. That's what my man Boyce Watkins be talking about. I'm telling you. He nice. But I believe in that. I believe in making your money work for you.
You gotta make it work.
I don't want to get too spooky on you, but I really don't think money gonna make you. Physical money.
I don't know, man.
Because I think we need. I just don't. How about this?
I mean, 'cause everything, I did what you're saying, because everything right now is digital. Like,
It'll be right.
All the money right now is digital.
Even the paper money really is digital, right?
Until you actually take it out of your bank account, all it is just zeros and ones.
Right.
And some twos.
No twos, always zeros and ones.
Nah, I mean, like, whenever it might be like 120 or $125 in there, you know.
Yeah, but it's all digital zeros and ones, so it's literally just
it's all just a code.
Yeah, it's just a code. But
I'm waiting for the person to hack, you know, like Sally Mae.
So you ain't got to pay, man. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of paying my student loans.
They hack all these different companies for nothing.
I feel like if you pay your student loans for so long, like in order, like for like 24 consecutive months, at whatever you paying, even if it's $50, I think all of that junk should be taken away. Because if you can't get your job as soon as you graduate in your field, I feel like the system has failed you.
I think that if you get a degree in the field, if your degree costs $50,000 to do in 4 years, and the field that you got that degree in only paid like $20,000 a year, I think you get a refund.
That's what I feel.
Based off of I think we overcharged you based off of what you wanted to do. So
that would be right. That would be just.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I wouldn't say like a full refund, but we'll reimburse you 25, 35%.
If the idea of you going to school was based on you getting this career, having that career after you graduate to make this money, it's false advertisement if it didn't work.
Yeah, because the degree that I got in, I am for sure not working in that field.
I mean, I'm in my field, but it took 3-4 years after I graduated because all of the technical schools had where you went to that school, they would place you.
Oh, yeah.
So job placements, so when I graduated, they were like, oh, we got a contract with such and such. Oh, no. So I'm just out here construction working. Like, what is this? Like, yeah. But if I would have saved my money I made in college or the money we got back from them books and threw some of that on my student loans, I wouldn't be in the position that I am.
I have a small debt.
It wouldn't have been as much as it was.
It'd take the interest away a little bit.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I just don't think it's fair. Like, I don't think insurance is fair. I don't get in no accident, but you get to keep the money of my accident that I never had.
We started an insurance company.
Wow, we just be thieves like that though.
Nah, we do it our own way, man. Do it like you just talking about.
I don't mind doing that.
If you have a claim, or if you don't have a claim, then we'll reimburse a portion of your thing. Yeah. So you got to stay in business. That's so.
Yeah, but then if we did it, I'm super black right now, so.
Y'all gonna be super black. My melanin ain't decreasing no time soon.
You know how many winters I done been through?
There's about to be summertime out here too. I'm gonna be super dark.
Alright, people. So, there's some of the things we need to stop doing, some of the things we need to do. And the last thing I like to talk about, which is what me and my man Chill been doing, is the love part. Now, this don't mean you gotta love on your homie. It's just love your people. So when you out and you see one of the young homies down, go talk to him for a minute. Just ask him what's up.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't gonna hurt you just to find out what's going on with somebody else, because obviously on social media so much because you care about what everybody else doing anyway. Why don't you do it to somebody, like, if that's in front of you? Like,
you'd be surprised at the reaction that you get, too.
But you, look how fast you help them. Like,
yeah.
Most of the kids now just need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Low-key, most of the adults need somebody to talk to.
I mean, you gotta be a kid. I was playing football a couple months ago, and it was my first time out there, and this dude, The black cat, he must be like, he had to be like maybe 21, 22, if that.
Yeah.
And he got to riffing with another cat, cause some that dude said or whatever. Like, look, man, it ain't even worth all this, man.
Right.
No matter what you do, like somebody gonna talk behind your back.
All that.
So you can't just pop off because he don't respect me. Well, he ain't gonna respect you. There's a lot of people out here that ain't gonna respect you. So you gotta take it with a grain of salt, man. I'm only 31, but you gotta grow up fast out here.
I mean, you're a little bit younger than me. I mean, I'm 30. But I just feel like the 19 to 21, I feel are very important ages to me right now.
Yeah.
The 15-year-olds and the 8-year-olds, it's not that they're not important, but they're in a different bubble of focus. Like, that's the parents, but if we can get 18 to 21-year-olds right, they'll help with the 15-year-olds. They'll help with the 8-year-olds.
I say 16.
I mean, 16, I mean, that's still a good bubble. I mean, middle school-ish.
16 to 22, because at 16, you're a junior in high school, at least you should be. You're a junior in high school, and so you kind of like heading out to being on your own.
Yeah.
So starting there, maybe even 15, you might be able to throw them 15 years old in there, but getting them into the right mindset of, like I tried to school, old boy on, so that they ain't shocked when it comes to, actually being on your own when you hit 18,
Or, see, I'm not against that. I'm just more on, we so fast to kick the 18-year-olds out the house when you haven't trained them how to exist as an adult.
That's why it's important to hit them at 16.
Right.
If you hit them at 16, then by the time they're 18, they got 2 years of training. They got 2 years of reality. Like, this is what really happens. Like, this is how you should handle this situation.
Right, but at 18, you remember you being 18?
Yeah.
Your rearing allows you to be able to be completely independent at 18.
You don't know.
Oh, exactly.
So when I
so you're not ready.
No, you're not.
So that was my point about. I think our household should stay in the household longer.
I'm not saying that, but we automatically think that when we're 18, that we know everything.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, that's automatic.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't want to put this on the parents, but it kind of falls on the parents. If all you do with your kid, up until the time that they're 18 is how is school, you just have some nonchalant conversation,
right.
as opposed to a real, hey, all right, let's sit down, let's talk about what's going on.
Some real jump.
Oh yeah, then you're gonna have the same culture shock that I had. Like when I left the house, I went to Western. It was like, whoa, I'm free. Like I ain't got nobody telling me what to do, when to wake up. If I gotta go to school, did I gotta go to school? Did I go to school? Nothing. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna do what I want.
I wasn't like that though. Like I wasn't that bad. Like I didn't feel like I was super free. I mean, I still had the freedom part, but I still was like I had to go to class at 8 o'clock. Like, but I controlled when I went to class. But because I ain't had moms like yelling at me or get up,
right,
I automatically popped up like, yeah.
Oh no, I ain't had that.
See, I popped up, dog, because I was ready. Like I wanted to, man. Listen, I was the first one in my family to go to college, so it was a lot of weight on my shoulder at the time to be like, sense. You know what I'm saying, to be the great kid and have this successful career. I'm not knocking college, but college really does not educate you
for
It does not educate you for economics. It educates you for life, like socialization, like going to the frat party, like learning how to make $5 stretch a whole week. Like you can't tell me, dog, the ramen noodle and the pizza Annie wasn't that deal, or sneaking off in the calf and getting the juice machine and feeling like yo milk jug up with the juice. Like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, college is more so for the social aspect.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely not for the economical. Um, hey, this is how you should. Unless you going into, you know, like economics, or that's like your focus.
Yeah.
You know, or like stocks or economy or whatever. You're not gonna have the experience. Um, so yeah, I agree with you. It's all for social, but if you don't have that talk and actually let them experience it before they get out there.
Yeah.
You know, they got to experience. If I could do 16 through 18 over again, I would actually, you know, ask to experience like different stuff. Like, hey, you know, let me go do this on my own, or allow me to do X, Y. I mean, you can't do too much when you're 16.
You do a lot of people drive. Now when you were 16.
I could drive when I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can't remember when they changed it, but
I mean, like, as far as you ain't getting into, I mean, unless you got a fake ID, you ain't getting into no bars, you ain't getting into no clubs, you know, unless you go to a college town and you know that they got a house party or something like that. Then you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But when niggas gonna sleep on Flint, it's like, where do we go?
I mean, in the D, we had our club for 16-year-olds. I can't even lie. We had the club, and we went there, which is why I was clubbed out by 21. Like, I didn't want to go to clubs no more. Really, I was like a bar dude at 21, and that's when you supposed to be up in the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think of the dream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah.
I mean, man, from the time of 18 to 21, by the time I was legal, I was like, all right, I've been drinking since I was 15.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So that's part of what we're talking about, though. Like, the kids should be allowed to be kids.
Yeah.
And they really can't, because they got to grow up super fast. Like, it's some 15-year-olds out here that look like adult, graduated college women.
Yeah.
If I'm 16 and I'm seeing a girl in my class that look better than my daddy's girlfriend,
yeah,
do you see what kind of mind bang that can happen?
That's a problem.
Which is why I feel the lower that range of male impetus has gone up is because you were exposed to junk early.
Yeah.
Like, when I was young, if I saw a nipple, man, I'm rock ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I needed, but that'll keep me charged for a week.
Right.
Now it's like, you could Google it, like, oh yeah. Like, now I think that's messing up the little seeds up.
It's saturated the market.
Exactly. Which is the TV is desensitized, all of that. All right, family, we gotta go. Miss E from the D, BNJAC, Black Ain't Just a Color. We're gonna do episode 2. In the comments under this, please don't really leave long sentences. I would prefer you to share information. So if you have some books, chapter pages, say a little blurb of what it's about and drop that in there so that we can start getting the information out to more people that pertain to what they actually want to learn about, or feel like it'll help drive the community. Chill. Got an extra.
It's Mark Chill, man, signing off.
All right, peace, man. We'll catch y'all next week.